Okay, welcome back. And talking about Miyawaki forest, the Japanese style of forest, and also I have a great hero, that's Miyawaki, and also Fukuoka, Masanobu Fukuoka. These are the two great people that I admire, the way they're farming and the growing trees and the forest are great. So we will not going to end the Japanese style of farming. We will learn more about what they're doing in Japan. So I'm so honored, and it's my pleasure to introduce a teacher from Japan, Yoko, and their team. I was so happy to hear the project about de-limonene last time, and I was so excited about it. Teacher Yoko, thanks a lot for being here, and hopefully you can introduce your team, and this floor is yours. And please let me know who should I share the screen. Okay, so let me know.
Hi, I'm Ronnie.
Yeah.
So can I check my students? So Kylie and Yoshino, can you hear me?
Carrie is there.
Kyrie and
Ohashi
Yoshino
there.
and Chisaki.
Yeah, I see you, Yoshino Ikawa. Someone
Ikagawa,
Yoshino is
yeah.
there. Yeah. So who you want to share? Just let me know.
Yeah.
Kyrie, Yoshi.
Yoshino, Kylie, which of you are going to share the screen? Yoshino. Okay, so please give her permission. Please give Yoshino permission to share screen.
Okay, Rajiv or JK, can you give Yoshini the permission?
Okay, and so I'm going to talk about my school a little bit before the presentation.
Yeah.
Okay, so good morning and good afternoon and good evening, everyone. We are from Aichi Prefectural Male Senior High School in Japan. It is a great honor for me and my students to join World Environment Day and have presentation in front of great audience from around the world. I would like to show my gratitude especially to Ronnie Anthony, who invited my student to this event. So our school was designated as SSH, Super Science High School, by the Ministry of Education of Japan in 2011. Since then, we have been putting special emphasis on the study of science. It is also important for us to have our students share scientific knowledge they gain from their science study. So this is really wonderful opportunity for them. I would like them to deepen their thought about science and environmental issues around the world through this presentation tonight. Okay. So, and Yoshino and Kylie and Chisaki, hi. Okay, so are you ready? Hi, Kylie.
So, Kyrie, you will be sharing?
No, Yoshino is going to share.
Okay, just give me a second.
Okay, I could
stop video. Okay. So,
okay. Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I hear you.
I'm so sorry to be late.
Hi, Chisaki.
Hi.
Kylie, are you okay? Maybe Kylie can move audio.
Okay, so is Kylie going to share? No.
Yoshin, I think you can share the screen now. You are the co-host now.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, I will share my screen.
So Chisaki, are you going to share your screen?
Yes.
Okay. So
maybe.
Okay. Not Yoshi.
Kyrie can't mute because he is not let to
Just give a second, okay?
Okay.
Inasaratu niyan iri ni pabilino pulong nukawas ititaan. Sudak saan kinatataa kay at sudas iri. Umamisubaw turaraw numita upay tamtam daw saan. Yunay. Itahaw. Namakay niya kita ikurang subutan haw. Winyan inasira hananay iri, uina numita upay tamtam daw. Sudak sa kutsidar iri, upa, tanglaray titaan, padam saway titaan, tamdaw.
Please change your name.
Uhanhan no bari iri, usapa orit titanan pay tamdam daw. Ukirmir nuriyar iri, usapa subana no kawas ititaan usaka kirmir numita. Merawi saw, unipabri no kawas kinasra ititaan.
Chisaki, can you hear me?
Yes.
So could you change your name into English so Ronnie can recognize you? I think.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, thanks a lot.
I'm so sorry. So yeah. So I realized.
Because I need to tell the others to help to share that issue. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah. So please wait a moment.
I am not allowed to share
Okay,
my
just give me a
screen.
sec. Okay, just give me a second.
Okay. Okay. Her name now Japan.
Yeah, I changed it to Japan. So
Okay.
it's-
Okay.
How can I change my name?
It's okay. So now Ronnie recognized you. So has recognized.
Okay, now you can.
Yeah.
You can. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, Chisaki, now you can share.
Okay. Okay. Start.
Okay, I'll start. From Mewa High School, Japan, I will talking about recycle with lemonade. Today, the disposal of plastic waste is a major environmental problem. Therefore, we started this research with intention of contributing to the achievement of SDG 12, responsible consumption and production, by proposing an environmentally friendly recycling method for plastics.
Now, let me tell you about limonene. Limonene is a kind of substance that melts polystyrene because of chemical reaction. Do you know where polystyrene is used? It's used for containers of food or CD cases, so you can find it in your everyday life. If we can recycle them more easily, we can save our planet. Well, why limonene can melt polystyrene? The left picture is the molecular structure of styrene, and right one is limonene's one. You can find they are similar. Polystyrene and limonene can melt together because they have similar structures. Next, we will show you our experiment of this theory.
Limonene has some benefits. We will explain them now. Polyester recycling has been done for a long time, but there are some problems in its process. Now let's compare the ways. This is a traditional way to recycle polystyrene. First, you need to burn polystyrene to make fibrous one. In this process, much carbon dioxide is generated. This is the first problem. Second, to make new polystyrene products, some fibrous polystyrene Second, to make new polystyrene products from fibrous polystyrene, you need to add more polystyrene. I will tell you the reason. Look at the left speech bubble. First, you repeat recycling of polystyrene. Second, the chemical connection between polystyrene's molecules get weaker. Third, you need to add new polystyrene to make the connection stronger. As you know, plastic is made of crude oil, so you need to add crude oil in this process. This is the second problem. Next. This is the recycle way with limonene. First, to make fibrous polystyrene, you don't need to burn it. You need to only put it in limonene. So you can reduce 30% of carbon dioxide, which is made in the whole process. Second, you need no additional polystyrene to make new polystyrene products. So you can reduce crude oil. For these reasons, we can say that recycling way with limonene is more eco-friendly than traditional one.
First of all, as a basic knowledge, polystyrene dissolves in limonene due to the similarity of the two chemical structures. Polystyrene is precipitated by the difference in polarity by adding ethanol. I wondered if it would be possible to inflate the precipitate of two created here and take out the styrofoam. In the process, we made precipitate into small balls and combined them to reproduction of the cutionate of styrofoam. Here is the experimental process. First, we use a dairy container as a material of polystyrene. Next, we dissolve it in 20 milliliters of limonene and added 10 milliliters of ethanol. Take out the precipitate. We make precipitate into small balls and put them together into boiling water to inflate them. Experimental results. We were able to create styrofoam by this experimental method. And get this, the styrofoam also dissolved in limonene. From this experiment, we propose a recycle cycle. First, we make precipitate from dairy containers and process them into styrofoam in our way. When they finish their own rows, turn them into precipitate again. Through this cycle, we can use resources efficiently again and again. Also, when we throw away precipitate, we can exhaust them more efficiently due to their smaller volume.
Future outlook. It takes a lot of limonene to cover the existing polystyrene waste, but mass production of limonene is difficult with current technology. So, it is necessary to study a method to improve the efficiency of polystyrene recycling by using substance called the acetone, which is not natural product but has similar properties to limonene. Thank you for your attention.
It was a great, and I know I talked to them last time. It was a great, they're working on it. So I appreciate your time, and then sorry for the glitches about sharing the host, and I appreciate you guys, and hopefully we can learn more and other students can work with you, okay? And I appreciate your time. I know you guys have an exams that going on, and so your teacher told me you're so busy, but again, arigatou gozaimasu. Okay, thanks a lot, appreciate it, okay? Keep up the good work. And next I will invite teacher Tiffany Pan.
Yoshino Chisaki and Kylie, thank you.
Thank you.
You did a great job.
Yeah, it's a great, I tell you the truth, it was so great to hear from you, and I know how much you're working hard for it. And when teacher Yoko told me you guys are busy, I told her, okay, maybe you can send the video. But I'm so happy that you guys came here to present it. So study hard. I knew exams are very important for you guys. So from ACNA, for everyone else, thanks a lot, and I appreciate it. And if any other students want to work with them, please contact teacher Yoko, and I will give you contact, and they love to work with you guys. Okay, so Kyrie and Yoshino and Chisa, thanks a lot, and especially to Yoko too. Thanks a lot. So teacher Tiffany, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me share my screen.
Okay.
I need your permission.
Yeah, sure. Can you make JK? Can you make teacher Tiffany?
I cannot change my name.
Okay, Limin Pan. Sorry. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, guys.
I want to change my name, but I didn't get your permission, so I cannot change my name.
No worries. Yeah.
It's okay. I have my name on PPT.
Okay.
Wait. Hello, everyone. Okay. Nice to meet you here. And my name is Tiffany, and my student Angela. We are going to introduce SDGs and our for her International Education School Club. We are from Taiwan. Let me introduce my school. My school is Fuhe Junior High School. It is in New Taipei City in Taiwan. Let me tell you where Taiwan is. It's over here. And my school is located over here. It's in the north part of Taiwan. This is my school gate. And this is Taipei's landmark. Welcome to Taiwan someday. First of all, I like to tell you what I did at my school club. This year, I invited Winnie as our school club counselor to instruct students in the SDGs. Winnie is an expert of SDGs. In the first semester, she and I worked on making SDGs more practical. So we asked students to think about how to make our holidays and cultural festival green. So first of all, we designed some activities to make students know about SDGs. And we want students to think about how to make holidays green. Actually, there are many holidays in Taiwan. For example, Moon Festival, Lantern Festival, Christmas, Valentine's Day, and Tomb Sweeping Day, and so on. These holidays are part of our culture, and people like to buy gifts with a lot of packaging or eat something special to celebrate. These are our traditions. However, this causes a lot of pollution. Therefore, students, they discuss how to reduce the packaging and make the holidays green. During the discussion, they understood that they are able to be environmentally friendly. Let's take Sweeping Day as an example. You see, people in Taiwan used to burn incense, but burn incense may cause air pollution. So our students discuss perhaps they can suggest people to burn less incense or use some other materials to instead. So something like that, students discuss with their group. Then they take picture together and to take action. They have this kind of ideas. They want to make our holidays green. So they think they can do something and make less waste. They started to regard environmental protection as their job and duty. They realized achieving SDGs achievable for them. Then Winnie invited some educators from different countries to listen to our students' presentation on green holidays and give some comments. This is one of their presentations. Okay, let's see another example. This is about Toon Sweeping Day. Okay, you see, our students take pictures with those educators. We appreciate their coming. At the second semester, we usually say think globally, act locally. So Winnie and I decided to help students understand the phrase of SDG, entrepreneur, which means many entrepreneurs not only do some things to protect our earth, but also can earn their living and make good connections with the community as well. So I invited two schools, NTU and the NTNU students and staff to join our IE club online to tell for her students what Taiwan University students and the clubs did for environmental protection. This is our the best university in Taiwan, National Taiwan University. And you know, many people in Taiwan like to buy handmade drinks. The disposable plastic cups are convenient for people, but they are a burden for the environment because they will become garbage soon. Students in the NTU want to reduce the plastic cups by promoting the reusable rental cups. So you see here, many people, they like to buy drinks, but it's easy to buy. However, they don't how to deal with those garbage. So these members from UCAP, they promote these reusable rental cups. This is what the cup look like. And here, this is the machine they use to wash the cups. So the picture is what I went to their club to invite them to our class. So they want those students in NTU want to reduce the plastic cups by promoting the reusable rental cups. As long as students in Taiwan University download the UCAP app on their cell phones, they can rent cups without paying extra money. According to their data, 4,000 plastic cups were reduced by using this rental cup system. So this is Shen Yong. He came to our class. He taught for her students, junior high school students, why and how they started the UCAP club and how NTU students can use this rental system by using the UCAP app on their cell phones. Shen Yong, this student, he said in the past, you can see this picture. He introduced an idea to our student. He said, before, in the past, we used to follow the linear economy, take, make, use, and the disposal system. However, the circular economy, make, use, remake, reuse, is a good type for our environment. So after the discussion, after the presentation, our students also asked Shen Yong, the university student, some questions. For example, do you encounter any difficulties when promoting UCAP? And how do you clean the UCAP? So it's interesting, right? The second club come to our IE class is National Taiwan Normal Universities Plastic Reduction Plastics Reduction and Sustainable Consumption Promotion Center. This is Mr. K. Mr. K told our students why NTNU Professor Wei here established the center. So you see they made eco bag, and they also do clean beach, and also they have some publications. The center promoted SDG 12 by using podcasts, holding beach cleaning activities, developing various board games, printing publications and teaching materials, and holding workshops to recruit people in community to arouse local residents' awareness of environmental protection. That's what I do in my school club. Now I'm going to introduce my student, Angel. Let's take a look at how and what she and her family do at home. This is what we do. Yes. Let me stop sharing, and my student, Angel, will continue.
JK, can you let Andrea to share her screen?
Yes, now she can share her screen.
Andrea, you can share your screen now.
Hi everyone, my name is Sandra, and today I'm going to share with you guys how I do to help the earth. So as you can see, my name is Sandra and I'm 14 years old this year. My favorite hobby is playing the piano and learning different languages. My favorite sport is jogging. I always jog on the weekends. And my favorite English novel is The Giver. I think the movie and the book of The Giver is really interesting. The first thing I will do to protect the earth is to grow plants. The benefits of growing plants is first, plants, it can protect the environment, and because we know that plants, it can produce fresh and clean air, and the air makes us happier. The second thing I do is, not only me, but my mother, we will bring reusable foodware when buying food outside. Before my mother goes out to buy food, she always brings these containers with her because she thinks that's good for the earth. And we know the advantages of bringing our lunchbox, like the containers. The first thing, we can reduce waste. And second, the container is cleaner than paper lunchbox. This picture is, about paper lunchbox. And we don't know if paper lunchbox, we know that there are some chemical things inside. We don't know if they are bad for our health. So I will suggest everyone that we can just bring those containers instead of paper lunchboxes. The third thing we'll do is we recycle batteries. This picture is about that. If we recycle batteries, we can take them to a convenience store and we can get money or other things, maybe like a discount. Well, some months ago, after I gave the batteries to the clerk, she let me take cookies and chips for free. So I think this service is amazing and kind of cool. And these are the things I do. Although these tasks I do are just little things, but I think these tasks are really important because we only have one Earth. Thank you for listening.
Andrea, that's a really cool one. A small reaction that can make a difference. I just want to tell you, Andrea is a really good at piano player. Okay, and I just want to make sure I call teacher Amina because she's waiting there with the 3 kids and they need to sleep early. I'm sorry, teacher Amina, that you're waiting. Okay, JK, can you make teacher Amina as a co-host because
Already done.
Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you very much.
okay, Amina, you're co-host now.
Okay.
You can share
Okay,
your screen.
so
Okay.
Lindsay, let me ask my student, Lindsay and Yuna. Okay, hi everyone. We are from Taipei Municipal Town and Senior High School. And this school semester, we focus on SDGs 12 because we find some problem. It's hard for us to do some to solve the environment problem. For example, in Taiwan, we have the slogan to we want to reduce plastic bag, but still now plastic bag is everywhere. So we think maybe it's a production problem. So this school semester, we focus on SDGs 12. And now my student focus on circular economy. Now maybe let the owner or the producer can get some profit. Maybe they want to do this, or maybe we can see less plastic bag or something not over packed in the supermarket. Okay, so now Lindsay and Yuna.
Hello, my name is Yuna, and I'm talking about rice start farming. Taiwan introduced rice start farming in early 1990s. In order to solve the problem of the apple snails, the way of rice start farming is that dog can eat pits and its dirt can be used as much of.
Okay, hello, Birdie and Lindsay, and I'll introduce about the aquaporin cycle or aquaporin system. Okay, first she say the fish excrete ammonia and nitrogen to Michael. This means the fish excrete is excrement, have the ammonia and the nitrogen, and that can give the nitrifying bacteria to can give the plant food, and that is plant for nutrients from the plant. And second, she said the nitrifying bacteria decompose ammonia to transform NO2 into NO3 for like vegetable nutrients, and that means. And second, she said plant root absorb nutrients and purify water at the same time. And last, she said the clean water is returned to the sector from complete circulation system, and that is aquaporin cycle. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you. Yuna and Lindsay. Well done. And now I return the host to Ronnie. Okay.
Okay, thanks a lot. Yeah. So I will be appreciated that your students stay there late. Okay, and appreciate your effort. And hopefully now, Judy, can you make a Judy? Because can you tell me which Judy? Because we have 2 Judy. Okay, Oscar, are you there?
Okay. Let me. Okay. Can you guys all see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay. So hi everyone. I'm Oscar, and I'm from Taiwan. And today it is I will be sharing with you guys one of our ENO projects, which is Planting for Peace at Taiwan. So let us start with the introduction. So I came from the Kancha ENO Club, so KC ENO Club for short. And it was established in 2016 by Mr. Ryan Wong in Kancha International School, which is located in New Taipei City, Taiwan. We have a constant number of participants, which is around 10 to 15 members, and we have at least the KCNO Club is a school club that aims to spread the awareness of environmental protection through our actions. We have at least one project per semester to work on. And I'm Oscar, the leader of KCNO Club since 2019 up until 2020. And I'm passionate about organizing events and environmental conservation. As for the project that I'm going to talk about, it is one of the most ambitious projects our clubs have ever completed. This project is in collaboration with the Forestry Bureau of Taiwan. We were given 0.1 hectare of land, which was originally an illegal tea plantation. And since tea plants have a shorter route, the land was quite unstable and subjected to weather conditions. So our task was to populate the land with 430 trees in order to stabilize the land. So it's not just about planting the trees, it's also about raising them. So now you know about our projects, now I'm going to talk about how we accomplish it. So first, since this is not an easy task, we have to have a lot of preparations in order to achieve our project. So first, since we didn't have prior experience in planting trees, we had several tree planting sessions from the Forestry Bureau who came to our school and gave us different lessons in how to raise them, how to water them, and how to take care of them. And we also visited several local environmental social corporations whose ideas and products were essential in helping us achieve our goal. So as you can see, the product on the right picture, it is actually a product designed by a local company that aims to help trees grow in a water-deprived situation, and which comes really handy to us when we're actually doing the planting. So after all the preparation, we finally had our first tree planting event on April 10th, 2018, in which we planted 200 saplings. Since it was our first time to actually plant trees, it was more difficult than we had anticipated. But with the help from teachers and staff, from teachers in our school and staff from the Forestry Bureau, we managed to succeed. And as you can see, the land was still quite deserted when we first planted the saplings. But of course, since we're going to raise the tree, we're not just there to plant them. So every 2 weeks after the initial planting, we always came back to the land to trim and to water the plants. And trimming the trees, there's technique in trimming the trees. So we actually had additional lessons in how to trim the trees without impeding their growth. And we also occasionally have to weed the grass because they just grew everywhere, and it's actually the most tiresome task of the whole tree planting process, because the grass are they're very strong, and they appeared every time we came back to the land. So after a whole year, after the initial planting, we were ready to expand our plantation and plant the remaining 230 trees on March 19th, 2019. This time, the scale of action was even greater. There were more students, more parents, and more teachers being involved. And as you can see on the right, the officials from the Forestry Bureau was teaching to all of the participants how to properly take out the saplings and plant them into the soil. Everyone, especially the students, worked tirelessly to plant the saplings and to stabilize them. It was a pleasant experience and quite rewarding, because although you need to give a lot of effort, but it was worth it. And all of us were glad to be part of the effort in environmental conservation. So we continued to take care of the land until the summer of 2020. And this is the outcome of our project. So the project was a success. We have attracted a large student and faculty participation. People who were involved in the event were more aware about environmental issues. And out of the 430 saplings who were given by the Bureau, over 75% of them survived and thrived. And furthermore, even though it's only been 2 years, the tallest trees were already taller than normal teenagers. And here you can see a picture, and this is me standing next to one of our tallest trees. And I was really impressed by the size and its growth rate, because it's only under 2 years and it was already that tall. And I was really glad and surprised by our own effort. And we also made a vlog that documents our Peace Park. And I will leave the link in the chat room later. And if you're interested, you can also check it out. And you will see my voiceover of the vlog, so you kind of have to bear with it. But yes, other than that, I think it's a pretty good, cool video. So of course, the trees are not the only ones that grew. We, the club members, also grew as people. First of all, we gained a significant amount of botanical knowledge, including how to take care of the trees, how to trim, how to water them. The information is crucial for us in pursuing other environmental projects. We also have developed our courage, since to many of us, it's the first time for us taking nature into our own hands. The unknown land was quite intimidating. And, it's full of insects and full of wild grass. So, but eventually we managed to overcome the fear and learned to be at peace with nature and even enjoy the process of planting them. Because in reality, it is really fun, and I recommend everyone to at least do some planting in your own time. And lastly, we understood the importance of commitment, because raising trees is not just a one-time event. And it is because of our constant care that the trees are able to thrive. As for myself, in addition to the qualities I've mentioned above, I've also developed my leadership skills, since I'm a leader. So I have to be aware of the situation better than anyone else in order to guide them. And I've also learned to cooperate with outside parties, and know that if we want to succeed, we need to get help from them. And this is crucial for my later duty as the school's student council executive secretary, because we need to organize a lot of different events that warranted the cooperation from outside units from the school. And lastly, I realized that in order to make changes happen, we need to take the initiative. I've kept this principle in mind when I later helped organize events in school. And really, I think our Peace Park project is more than just raising trees. It also enabled our personal growth. And I'm really grateful for being able to take part in it. So, and that's the end of my presentation. I hope you have enjoyed it. And I will, as promised, I will quickly leave the link to our video in the chat room. And so if you're interested, you can go check it out. And thank you for listening.
Okay, Oscar, thanks a lot. And please contact Oscar if you're in Taipei. And actually, I've been to the site. It's a great project. And Oscar, appreciate a lot and kudos to you. And can you please share screen for Ian? Ian will talk about a cool project. I was so happy to know his project. So JK, sir, can you please help Ian? Ian is yes.
Just to cut it short, we have Alfonso Molina.
Okay.
He joined in from there. So how long this presentation is?
He will try to. We got 3 more presentation. If you want, we can finish from and then they can do it. Okay, if he is waiting. Okay.
So yeah, you can need to finish up a little quickly.
Okay.
Welcome, Alfonso. These 3 students have little small presentations and they are very interesting. They have worked very hard at it. We are having students right now from Taiwan and Japan, and Ron is coordinating. So welcome to the show. And once they finish their presentation, I'll turn to you. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, Ian?
Yeah.
Ian,
yes.
Yeah. So you can share your screen, okay?
Oh, I'll do my sharing
yeah.
myself. Okay. I think I don't have the access to share my screen.
JK, Ian Lin, JK.
Done.
Yeah, Ian, now you can, okay?
Okay. So wait. So can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, let me. Okay, so hello guys, my name is Ian and I'm from Mingdao High School, Taichung, Taiwan, and today I'll be discussing about ocean crisis, a challenge to all human beings. Okay, so why should we care about this topic? Like, people may think that environmental advocates are overly concerned and our ocean is in a good shape, but here's the truth. Our ocean is now facing so many challenges that it will be irreparable in the future, and our life depends on the ocean. For example, the ocean is a crucial factor in regulating our climate. Without ocean, climate change will accelerate, leading to a harsher living environment. And also, ocean plays an important role in our food resources and production. Additionally, the ocean provides many job opportunities. So we should care about our ocean because it is essential for our survival. Okay, so among all the crises, I'll be tackling on the 2 main problems that Taiwan is facing now. So it's ocean acidification and eutrophication. So why is ocean acidification a major problem in Taiwan? Because it decreases aquaculture oyster production greatly, which is important aquaculture production in Taiwan, taking up 10 to 15% of aquaculture production. And ocean acidity has increased about 25% from pre-industrial times to the early 21st centuries. And the current ocean's pH value is around 8.1. And by the end of the 21st century, scientists predict that the pH value will be falling between 8.05 and 7.75. So according to Taiwan's national database, the production of oyster is in 2016 was 22,300 tons, while in 2018 it was 22,100 tons. And lastly, in 2020, it was 19,200 tons. As the statistic shows, the production has dramatically declines over the four years, and with the estimated a loss of nearly $1 billion of Taiwanese dollar. So many fishermen have reacted unhappily about the situation, saying that their livelihoods are threatened and the local economic collapses. So another problem that emerges in the recent years is eutrophication. This is linked with the current situation where agricultural labor force is losing and aging. Since 2010, an average of 29,000 labor forces is lost per year. To maintain the yield of crops, the farmer have no choice but to turn to more fertilizer, which worsen eutrophication. And since Taiwan rains a lot, the rain washes the fertilizer down to the ocean, river, stream, or even underground water. This causes algae blooms and leads to eutrophication. And this affects our local tourism industry, since eutrophication produces a stench and unappealing views. Plus, if eutrophication unfortunately leaks into the drinking water system, it can cause a serious health issue and threatens the residents' health. So moreover, the surrounding ecosystem also collapses, which affects the agricultural industry. And these are all the factors that can potentially lead to economic collapses. So the goal of my project is to raise awareness of ocean crisis or pollution and successfully mitigate the potential adverse effects by proposing the corresponding solutions. So there are 3 phases for this project. The first phase is to draw conclusion from research and identify the challenge that the local communities, which is the farmer and fishermen, are facing. And I'm currently doing both research paper on the topic of how ocean acidification affects aquacultural production in Taiwan, and to what extent does agricultural fertilizer waste worsen ocean pollution. And the second phase is to establish a platform about ocean pollution, aspiring to raise global awareness. And the third stage is to propose feasible solutions to the problems while supporting our local community. And the current stage I'm in is in the transition between phase 1 and 2. So here's a Venn diagram that identifies some approaches and solutions possibly going to be integrated into the proposal in the future. So for ocean acidification and fishermen, we hope to educate the public and raise awareness of the problem through our website. For example, what can public do to minimize the effect of ocean acidification? The other approach is to help generate ideas for side jobs for the fishermen, such as opening up a store selling souvenirs or handmade crafts related to ocean. So moving on to eutrophication and farmer, the solution is to replace chemical fertilizer with organic fertilizer. Since the underlying reasons to cause eutrophication is runoff of the chemical fertilizer containing nitrogen and phosphorus. And this might result in a decrease in crop yield. To reduce the effect, establishing a membership system that incentivizes farmers by offering financial support or other aid might be a good idea. And promoting ecotourism works for both sides, since not only increase their income, but also raises awareness of the importance to protect our oceans. So providing them a platform for directly selling their product or could avoid middlemen and increase their profit. The platform could also be online store. This is also a way for them to expose to a larger audience and to earn more money. So thank you for your attention. This is my presentation, and feel free to check the QR code and the links out. This is the website that I made. I'll later send the links to the chat box. So thank you for listening.
Thanks a lot, Ian. I'm sorry that I need to ask you to wrap it up faster.
Okay.
Kevin, are you there, Kevin?
I will try to do it fast. So, okay, I'll just keep it brief. So my project is called the Satoyama Initiative, and my name is Kevin Ye. I'm from Morrison Academy, Taichung. So here, this is a personal project that I have, and what it is, Satoyama Initiative is a UN environmental protection policy, and its goal is to build a mutual long-term relationship between humans, the environment, and the economy. So talking about think globally, act locally, we decided that our target is the indigenous Atayal tribe. And we wanted to bring Aboriginal cultural experiences to an urban setting where we can promote their businesses and also their heritage. So the sustainable development goal that we focus on is to reduce inequalities and a sustainable communities. So our inspiration was from when we went on a family trip to Guguan, and we saw many Aboriginal vendors there, and we were really intrigued to see that they were selling their own products. They had organic harvest, handmade embroideries, and food made from indigenous spices. So we met with the bazaar host, and we talked to him about some stuff we could do. And our goal was, we wanted to keep the policy, which is promote harmony with humans and nature. So our goal was just to raise awareness for environmental conservation and just make them have more opportunities. So I'll just skip these. So there are actually threefold approach, which talk about 5 perspectives, which I'll just skip for now. So the relationship that the Aboriginal and the government would have is basically Aboriginal vendors would not use any harmful substances such as pesticides and efficiently use their resources, and to have an eco-friendly process of harvesting, planting, and selling. And because they do that, the government will promote their businesses, create platforms for them and opportunities such as many bazaars and everything. And on their products, they'll have a certification of Satuyama Initiative, which is that picture shown above. And that will show that they use no harmful substances. Yeah. So what we have done so far, so we had many Aboriginal bazaars, which include one in Guguan, one in Wenxing Forest Park. And at our school, Morrison Academy, Taichung, we have the annual Christmas Bazaar, and we invited many vendors to come here. And they also have DIY programs, and also they just sell their organic products and handmade stuff. But unfortunately, COVID hit, so we were unable to host more bazaars. So we decided to create a website to go online to promote Aboriginal culture and businesses from around the world. And we didn't limit to just the Atala tribe. We expanded our audience to all the tribes in Taiwan. And so we researched about tourist attractions, lodging, restaurants, and souvenir stores. And we put them on there just to promote their businesses. And we also gave a brief explanation of the 9 tribes, where they're located, population, and their customs. So what we want to do next, so think globally and act locally. We wanted to hold more Aboriginal bazaars if COVID lets us. And if COVID in Taiwan is still pretty bad, so we want to expand our website more into an online shopping system where they can sell their organic products, their handmade products all online. And also eventually we want to do like an eco-tourism kind of thing where because now we invite Aboriginal vendors to come down to the city, we want to eventually have the people in the city go up to the mountains to just to visit where they live, understand their culture, and also just to buy their products as well. So that's what we're doing right now.
Appreciate a lot. And I'm sorry that we almost crossed the time. So I just need to say, Teacher Winnie and Teacher Judy, can you please wait for a while, because there are 2 special guests are on waiting list. And I need to say sorry for all of you guys waiting for this long. And Teacher Winnie is there from morning till now. Appreciate everyone. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. So Rajiv.
Yes, thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, all my good teachers from Taiwan and Japan, and the lovely students. They're excited, and this is exactly what we want to see: this youth, students engaging themselves in the process of environment conservation and learning and sharing with us. And obviously, they will wait. We have 2 special guests, because they are tight with their schedules. So first, I'll introduce Welcome, Vice Admiral Pradeep Chauhan. I'm very thankful that you took time out. You are busy and you're traveling, and I think you're joining from an office or a hotel somewhere. So thank you very much. Vice Admiral Pradeep Chauhan has been Director General of National Maritime Foundation, which is an NGO, but entirely run like government institute with a lot of support from all the experts from our naval forces. And we know the might of our naval forces anyway. He has a 4 decades of long distance career, is honored thrice by the President of India. He is internationally renowned as a strategic analyst, incisive strategic analyst, if you can understand what that means. And he's a prolific author also. And he's very conversant with blue economy. This is a term that even being an environment is only cropped up in last 2-3 years in general terms also. And we are lucky to have National Maritime Foundation last year also. It was represented by our good friends, and this year we requested an admiral is here, so he'll be speaking about it a little while after Alfonso. Alfonso is from Italy. He is a technocrat. Literally, he was a professor of technology at Edinburgh University. Now he runs what we call as Fondazione Mondiale Digitale. He's a co-creative and scientific director, and obviously his presentation knowledge is very technical. So this time he decided, we had a conversation, and he decided to bring it down to the understanding of how it can be supporting environment and helping us out. So Alfonso, I think it will take around 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, we are just 10-15 minutes left and right, and I must apprise you of the day's entire schedule. We started at 12 o'clock. It's been 6 hours. We are into the 3rd session, and we have been almost breathless since the morning. We had some great guests. Right from, we were joined by Destiny Wagner with Miss Earth, Belize. She joined from Belize. She's current Miss Earth 2021. Then we had a message from Natalia Alexieva. She's the United Nations Environment Program Head of United Decade on Ecosystem Restoration. She's attending plus 50 years of UNEP and Sweden conference. So she joined it from Sweden. Then we had Jamie Harrell. Then we had Under Secretary General of the United Nations, former Eric Solheim. He was also the 6th UN Environment Program Director, Executive Director. Then we had Dr. Tuomo Koronen. Then we had 2 10-year young climate activists, which has represented themselves with Greta Thunberg, no less than Greta Thunberg from Netherlands, Lily Plath. Then we had Hema Bhatt from Resto, Kevin Morales from Resilience 2020 from Mexico. And we had one of the greatest disciples of Mahesh Yogi, Dr. Luis Alvarez, who is the greatest speaker we have ever heard about. He is the Vice Chancellor of University Mahasi in Latin America. So all these guests have almost devoted a big chunk of their life working for environment, raising awareness among kids, youth, and people like us. We are just laymen. We hardly know anything about technical. I would want to show you 2 small videos very quickly before we start in. One is the demo video that we made for this year. So just about a minute long, and then a message from Anger Anderson, which is the UNEP Executive Director. So these 2 quick messages, then I'll turn to Alfonso, and then I'll turn to Vice Admiral. So we have some great guests and great session in offing. So JK sir, can I request you to play V1 track? Thank you. I think we will turn to Alfonso, and we have more time. There are plenty of videos. We will also be joined at 8 o'clock with 10-year-old climate activist Liz Priya, who also we call the India's Greta Thunberg. So she's a very interesting kid. She has a very tight schedule. She'll be here at 10 o'clock. So I'll turn to Alfonso, the day we discuss, and tell us something about it quickly.
Okay, very quickly, first I will say that I feel a little bit guilty of having interrupted the stream of presentations of the school students, which I was enjoying very much because it was a really good work. And so congratulations for the work that you're doing. I will now connect to share the screen. Okay.
I will make, I'll make a co-host.
Yeah. You are a co-host, you can share.
Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, I will talk quite quickly, I would say, about a project that we have called Smart and Hard Room, a little bit in contrast with the idea of smart cities, emphasizing the point that there is no smart cities without smart citizens. And we are working in a program that we call holistic sustainability. Here you have a definition about what is sustainability, holistic sustainability. And you can see that the emphasis is that most of the treatment of sustainability until today, particularly coming from the world of industrial world, is basically towards society, the economy and the environment. While there is an inner sustainability, and that our sustainability, which is also fundamental, and this concerns our values, belief, attitude, health, everything that belongs to the human being. The result of putting this together is the so-called holistic sustainability, the science that integrate the dimensions of internal and external sustainability for a lasting and sustainable future. The point of this is that there is a fundamental unity between us, people, and our inner sustainability and well-being that we need to understand the sense of who we are, our motivations, purpose, behavior, for personal growth, and fundamentally for well-being. And then it's obviously the external sustainability that we know much more about, and we need to understand and improve the world in which we live. But between these two, there is a fundamental unity because most of the things that we call environment actually penetrate who we are. And what we do obviously affect the planet. And this calls for a unified perspective of looking at ourselves, our well-being, our inner sustainability, together with the environmental sustainability, and thus the holistic sustainability that we have in our life journeys. Out of these, I will tell you quite quickly something about the project that we are implementing in Rome, my foundation, Fondazione Mondo Digitale, precisely trying to address the issue of holistic sustainability. Now, we are okay. In this project, we are pursuing, on the one hand, the development of sustainability competence in the sense of the holistic sustainability. We are addressing at the same time digital competences because it's very difficult to address sustainability competences without addressing the digital, which is penetrating absolutely everything in society today. And then self-entrepreneurship competence, which is all about our abilities, no? People sometimes call life skills, problem solving, initiative, many of the things that one of the slides of the boys was showing in terms of qualities of people. Now we are putting all this together in a sense of university orientation. And the three sustainability competence, digital and self-entrepreneurship competence, blend with scientific competence when we approach the issue of sustainability competence. I will show you what we are doing to make a reality of this blend in an educational setting. What we have a space that we know we call Innovation Gym. The Innovation Gyms is a series of spaces like Fab Lab, Robotics Lab, Virtual Lab, a lot of digital languages, but also activities for self-entrepreneurship. And what we have agreed with the municipality of Rome is that we will address towns inside the city, which are disadvantaged towns. And therefore, we are going to create innovation gyms and at the same time develop programs of territorial development. In a sense, trying to create education through territorial development and territorial development through education. It also obviously involve very much the issue of social innovation. Okay, we have at the moment 4. What you see there are the pictures of 4 towns inside the metropolitan city of Rome. And the innovation gyms, here you can see very quickly, we have a robotics center, we have Fab Labs, immersive lab, virtual reality, game labs, video lab for 3D animation and special effects, and media art lab. And not everything is digital, because we also use tools which are not digital, like Lego Serious Play and others, to address issues of self-entrepreneurship, like team building, leadership, and other topics that concern project building and project implementation. So this innovation gym is the key to the entire operation. You can see that the innovation gym in this little picture, you see this dot over here, and that's the school. And what we are doing is placing innovation gyms inside a school, selected school, because we need to have an understanding of the innovation process. If we get it wrong in the innovation process, obviously nothing happens. So what we are creating are territorial ecosystems with the school, in fact, it's an educational nucleus, as you will see, but we are installing innovation gyms inside the schools, and then we are blending with universities, with companies, and with other territorial organizations. So there's a mobilization, territorial mobilization around the idea of holistic sustainability. Then, just to give you an example, we have those 4, but I will give you an example of only one town. This is a very difficult town, Torbe la Monaca, of 28,000 inhabitants, and it's very problematic. The schools themselves are not very well equipped and of high quality, but there are exceptions, and sometimes you find, as we have found, a lyceum of a great excellence. So what we have done is to create, at the moment, to start, we have focused on creating the educational nucleus. The educational nucleus contain what is called here a comprehensive institute, which is for ages 6 to 13, connected with Liceo Amaldi, which is connected for the ages of 14 to 19, And we have connected with the Department of Engineering and Computing of the University of Tor Vergata. So this is the educational nucleus. Inside the Comprehensive Institute, we have installed an innovation gym with a fab lab, a coding, a video lab, a robotic lab. At the same time, in the Liceo Amaldi, we have installed the first drone flight field in an Italian public school. So this is basically the infrastructure and the nucleus, but we are just starting the ecosystem. So we will then connect with other schools and possibly other universities. Driving all this is the municipality of Rome, which is funding the project, as la Fondazione Mondo Digitale, which is organizing all this and all the program, and is also doing the territorial scouting for other relevant organizations to blend into the entire emerging territorial ecosystem. Connected to the University of Tor Vergata, we involve European Space Agency, because they do a lot with drones, and also SAP, which is one of the largest process software companies. And this emerging territorial ecosystem has created initially this program. So we have a program where we discuss issues of holistic sustainability, trying to make people understand what it means to have this unity between what we are and our well-being and everything that goes toward the environment, passing through relationships, organizations, infrastructures of cities. All of this is part of one single holistic process of sustainability. But since we cannot cover everything, so in holistic sustainability, we covered topics like triple bottom line, ESG, shareholding theory, stakeholder theory, that type of things, to position it. But then we pick one focus connected to the environment. And because the university, the engineering department is working with drones and robots, we decided that we will do atmospheric pollution. So we have chose for this school atmospheric pollution, and all this is done inside. You can see here, the drone field is basically a huge net that allows the drones to fly in, because drones cannot fly outside buildings. So the drones can fly inside the school, and you can see it's located inside the real gym of the school. And the experiments will all happen inside this drone field, apart from the fact that they will learn the digital skills of drones, sensoring, how to build, how to measure, etc. So the activities will be the implementation of projects to measure the air pollution with drones and sensors, and the product that they will do, they will make eventually a drone equipped as a tool for sustainability. So we are trying to put all these things together into one single path, educational path that teaches the holistic sustainability, but make it real through one particular aspect of the environmental problem. But it doesn't need to be an environmental problem, because being holistic sustainability, I can show you that just very quickly, I will mention, okay, here we have the drone. This drone is from the European Space Agency. Is really a very powerful drone, and you can do fantastic experiments about gas, let's say the gases, CO2, methane, all the gases of global warming. But also you can do sensoring, because you can just change the sensoring and do a scientific experiment regarding light pollution. Here you have, well, okay, they do Arduino programming, all the things which correspond to digital. But just to give you an idea of the holistic sustainability, in another town, in Casal Monastero, the objective is not so engineering like a atmospheric solution. No, it's not a scientific problem of that nature, but it's sustainable fashion. So this is another a big area of the environmental problem. And here you see just a picture of girls working with laser cutters and doing design, but this is all for environmental sustainable fashion. So the materials tend to be organic, the use of digital tend to be also for issues of sustainability inside the fashion industry. The same thing in another place, just to give you the wide range of elements that you can imagine, in the element of in the idea of holistic sustainability. In this area, which is actually the seaside of Rome, we are working with cultural heritage. This is a huge town with 231,000 inhabitants, a lot of problems, but a huge wealth, a huge cultural wealth. I give you this is the archaeological park that is the heart of the project, and I will show you. Here there are youngsters in a technical institute. They are also connected with the university, and they are working to create a virtual tour using elements of virtual reality to promote the value, the identity, because in holistic sustainability, obviously, a cultural heritage of this nature in your area is really part of your own history, it's part of your own identity. So it's part of your own inner sustainability, it's part of who you are. So in this place, we are doing this other side, which is cultural heritage. So that gives you an idea. And just to end the presentation, what we are trying to do at the same time is to create an online site that will connect all this experience. Our dream is that we need to do seven towns in 3 years. And our dream is obviously to cover all the areas of Rome, and each school with different expertises. And then the expertises are shared online, made visible with all the knowledge, codify the people, etc., in such a way that we can energize the territories, but at the same time, not leave them fragmented as they are, but connect them in such a way that the entire program becomes a city program. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Alfonso. This is a nice way of how technology is being integrated into the concept of sustainable development. We have Vice Admiral now, and he will be making a presentation, I hope. Okay, so I'll just show you a message we received this morning from Natalia Alexeyeva. It's 5 minutes long. She's in Sweden, currently very busy with the UNEP celebrations, and she took over United Nations Ecosystem Division just 5 days ago. We have been working with UNEP since last year, especially when they launched this 10 years of Decade on Restoration. And it's a 10-year long program. Perhaps the last hope. We can't move things forward now. We are doomed for sure. There's no short wording for that. So can I request JK sir to play this V5 track, and then I can hand over to Vice Admiral.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all. My name is Natalia Alexeyeva, and I'm the new coordinator of the UN Decade on Ecosystem Restoration. Happy to join you at this event and contribute with some messages from the Decades family. I'm speaking to you today actually from Stockholm Plus 50. That's the biggest world celebration of the 50 years birthday of the Global Sustainable Development Movement. You know, our journey started here in Sweden in 1972. And if we look at the results from the positive side, of course, there are really big achievements to celebrate. For example, we eradicated the production of the related fuel. As a result, we avoided more than 1 million premature deaths. We protected over 38,000 species, and we managed to come together as a world to win the hole in the ozone layer. But if you follow the science and news today, you know that we have not yet done our job. And humanity continues to wage the war on nature. The latest Global Land Outlook report stated that up to 40% of the planet's land is degraded, directly affecting the half of humanity and threatening around half of global gross domestic product. We have passed already a critical junction in the fight against climate change, and now we need to do both, cut emissions and also bring back ecosystems, such as forests, peatlands, etc., to store additional carbon and to adapt them to the effects of climate change. The science and biodiversity is quite clear. 1 million species are at the risk of extinction. And sadly, we have crossed a line here too. Conservation efforts, while continuing to be vital, are not long enough, and we need to actively work on bringing back degraded or destroyed ecosystems. We need to protect what we have and to heal what we have damaged. It's a huge task, you know, and in fact it's almost like mission impossible, but it's possible, and that's possible only for the bigger family, and even though not the UN is not able to do it by itself. So it takes a movement, it takes all of you, and because you're the part of the generation restoration. We're the last generation that can make peace with nature and walk our talk. So that's why you may ask yourself, what can you do to support the movement and be a part of this? And here's some good news. There are countless ways to contribute to the global restoration movement, and it starts where you are. Do you know your ecosystems where you live in? City, agricultural area, rivers, coastlines, mangroves. Ask yourself, your neighbors, friends, relatives, how these ecosystems changed over the last decades. Are there things you can do to revive? How you can contribute? And then you get active, and then you could always join the groups and others around you to contribute. But of course, not everyone may have the access to the knowledge and resources to start restoration themselves, and that's also fine. In fact, we have an even bigger impact on the world's ecosystems through our food system and financial systems. So it does not stop at your doorstep either. You can support restoration efforts across the world in the ecosystems you take care about. Maybe rainforest, coral reefs, wild savannas or grasslands. So they're waiting for you. And of course, while individual efforts are important, we need transformative changes at all levels. So for example, for the governments, they've been committing to restore over 1 billion hectares as part of their global climate and biodiversity commitments and promises, so that's an area greater than China. And yes, these goals to be reached and to be implemented. And the same also, for example, if I'm looking from other side, like investments, we know that the investments into restoration are on the rise, with major funds being announced at every opportunity. But the truth is that studies show we are far from the level of investment what is needed. We need to actually triple investment in nature, from currently 133 billion to over 339 billion. And new policy and finance are not enough either. So we need to reduce those which are causing harm right now. So we need to stop something which is killing our ecosystems. And the way we farm, for example, is a major driver of biodiversity loss. So we need urgently diversify our food systems, transform them, and to produce more sustainable and safer food for everyone, especially in the times of crisis. So on this occasion of the World Environment Day, I encourage you to get active and go to decade-on-restoration.org to learn more about ecosystem restoration and what you can do to protect and heal our beautiful planet. We're all together in this movement, and we're all together in this beautiful home, our Earth. So we need to take it for our kids and younger generation to thrive and enjoy. We're all together. Hoping on your action. Thank you.
Was Natalia Alexeva, UNEP Head of Ecosystems from Sweden Plus 50 this morning. And you see on the screen, Lispriya. Welcome, Lispriya. She is 10-year-old. She has to be called India's own Greta Thunberg, but I'll still call her because Greta is too busy. And we have her today. She has a lot of loads to catch up on tomorrow's event. And Vice Admiral, hand over to you. You have been waiting patiently, so I'll hand it over to you. After you finish, Lispriya can take over, so please wait. Okay?
Thank you very much. I hope you can hear me. And
yes, clear.
I am indeed at the moment in the Gujarat National Law University, which is far away from where I intended to be. And with your permission, I'll just share my screen.
Yes, your co-host.
And I hope that you can now see the slide.
Yeah, I can see the top of the right hand.
Okay.
The banner, our own banner.
You can.
Yes. Thank you so much.
All right. So I thought I would share some thoughts with you on this blue economy business, because you know, the blue economy is a greatly misunderstood term, and almost inevitably we find ourselves asking the wrong questions, and because we ask the wrong questions, we ought not to be surprised that we get the wrong answer. So I'm going to run this in a bit of a sort of rush and hope that it will make enough sense all over. Let me go to my presentation. So this is the model of pretty much any country's national maritime policy, where the national maritime policy rests really upon two pillars. The first of them is the blue economy, which comprises the environment, of which we have just heard, biodiversity, which was so well articulated right now, the ecology, ocean health, area beyond national jurisdiction, biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction, all on one side. And on the other side, we already heard about the word holistic, but I don't think we heard about it in the context of holistic maritime security, which is simply freedom from threats arising in the sea, from the sea, through the sea, whether these are natural or they are man-made or they are combinations such as climate change itself. And all this resting upon a legal framework in which national or municipal law is fully reconciled with duly ratified international law. So the effort of India, for example, to proceed or transition from its present brown economy to a blue economy is really part of the country's national maritime policy itself. And that brings us to a new question, that what really is the blue economy? As I said, the economic model that we presently follow and which we are used to, no matter which country we live in, which part of the globe we are occupying, is actually the brown economy, which is a virus economy, where the human race is behaving like a virus. A virus comes, settles upon a host, it then consumes all the resources that the host might have had, and then when all the resources are exhausted and the host is dead, the virus gets up and moves to a new host. The problem, of course, as Rajiv has already articulated, both by way of poster as well as by way of exhortation, is that we don't have a new host. We just have the one and only planet. So we clearly needed to move from a brown economy to something else, and we moved to a green economy. And when we moved to a green economy, the small island development states and many of the coastal countries of the world said, hello, you are forgetting something. And what is it that we're forgetting? We're forgetting that we come from, are sustained by, and will be bid goodbye if we're not careful, by the ocean and the seas. And consequently, we had to reconceptualize what on earth do we mean by a blue economy? So the blue economy can be looked at as through a systems approach, a strategic framework. Many people erroneously think of it as a subset of economy, as a conceptual framework, as part of the green economy, as sustainable marine economy, and so on and so forth. And like I said earlier, I wish to reiterate, listen, guys, we are simply asking the wrong question. The question that we are asking everybody is, how much can the oceans contribute to my economy? And this is idiotic, because the correct question is, how blue is my economy? In other words, the blue economy ought not to be conflated or made equal to the ocean economy. And yet, countries ranging from the United States of America to China, and therefore all our influencers are all indicating that the blue economy is a measurable part of the national economy, gauged by understanding the contribution of the ocean. So we have state-sponsored overfishing, we have state-sponsored over pollution, and so on and so forth. What about people who live in deep hinterland areas, not on the coast? And they say, hello, what do I have to do with the blue economy? And the truth is, let's say that you are actually running a factory, and the factory you're running produces, I don't know, what would you like it to produce? Maybe cardboard boxes somewhere in the deep hinterland, many thousands of kilometers away from the ocean. So in your factory that produces these cardboard boxes, you will generate waste, and that waste will either be liquid, in which case it will be some form or the other of liquid effluent, and then those effluents will flow from one water body into another, ultimately landing up in the sea. Or you decide that you're going to be producing solid waste, okay? Then we take that solid waste and we put it into landfill, and then God makes it rain. And then the rainwater leaches the toxins from this landfill, and once again, we move from one water body to the other until we reach the ocean. So babies, irrespective of whether you live on the littoral, on the coastline, in an island, in the deep hinterlands, in the mountains, in the desert, the blue economy is part of what you will do or you will not do. So the blue economy, once again, it is not, I repeat, it is not a portion of some other type of economy, but it is rather, it is very nearly the entire economy resting upon three foundational pillars. These are, number one, that the oceans are the font of all life on Earth. Number two is that if we are to survive as a species, then any further degradation of the environment, especially the ocean environment, or destruction of biodiversity, or disturbance of the ecological balance is simply unaffordable, even if it ever was affordable. And third, that the harvesting of any and all resources of the planet must be in a strictly sustainable manner. So a lot of people in India, for example, think that blue economy means we have to concentrate upon Sustainable Development Goal 14. The truth, of course, is that the blue economy involves multiple sustainable development goals, as this diagram tends to try to indicate. So the ocean as a carbon sink is seldom given the right amount of impetus, even by the United Nations. You will hear people from the United Nations talk about carbon sequestration in forests and in grasslands, but seldom about the sea. Hello, let me ask you a question. You have a dead whale, a whale, remember a whale? When it dies, it becomes an enormous carbon sink. So how, in our calculations of gross domestic product and GDP here and GDP there, how are we to account for the carbon sequestration in a whale? How are we to account for a mangrove forest? Should it be the cost of the wood? Should it be the cost of, what should it be the cost of? What about the carbon? What about so should we have a national accounting system for global or national gross domestic product, which is not based upon goods and services, but is based upon national loss? Is that a good idea? All of these issues do these concern young people? Yes. Do they concern old people? Yes. Do they concern all people? I'm afraid they do. Remember, there is only one ocean. It's often called the world ocean. Of course, there are four major ocean basins with which we are familiar: the Pacific, the Atlantic, and so on. And consequently, countries tend to unduly concentrate upon the economic value that the oceans bring their economies. So they say, sustainable goal, as I said, sustainable development goal number 14. They talk about the number of percentage of people who live along coastlines. They say that India, for example, says that it is the second largest in aquaculture. It is the second largest producer of fish, and so on. What then are the promises of the blue economy for economies? Well, coastal tourism. We can go away from the standard fascination with oil and gas, fish processing, shipbuilding. Do these interact with and are interacted by and are shaped by the blue economy? Yep, you betcha. So marine fisheries, ports, aquaculture, transport, the works, each of them represents two models, a brown model or a blue model. Which one will we adopt? How much does it cost to adopt one or another? How much will it cost? Sometimes the cost is staggering. How much will it cost if you don't count for one or the other? Then, so a sustainable ocean economy, which is not yet equal to a blue economy, remember, it emerges when economic activity is in balance with the long-term capacity of ocean ecosystems. In order to support this activity and remain resilient and healthy, but a sustainable blue economy is more than that. So you have a green segment where you have restoration, protection, maintenance of the diversity, the productivity, the resilience, the core functions, etc., etc., and the natural capital upon which a country's or a nation's or a island's or the Earth's prosperity depends. Then you have a blue segment based upon clean technologies, renewable energy, circular material flows, and then you have the amber one, which provides social and economic benefits, something that the professor was mentioning when he spoke about holistic approaches to sustainability. And so, guys, when we start to prioritize, we need to prioritize not the word economy, but the word blue in economy. So when we talk about fish as food, when we talk about the loss of carbon sink capacity of oceans, when we talk about transportation on the sea, do you know that if shipping was actually an industry, it would be the 6th largest polluter on the planet Earth? So we need to do something about shipping. And yet we have country after country that is saying, oh, I need to improve my GDP, more ships, more trade, more ports. Yes, you do need more ports, you do need more ships, but what type of ships? What propulsion mechanisms? Then there's the intrinsic value of nature, the intangible wealth. And of course, we've already heard about human well-being. So if you were to try and say that there are 10 illustrative blue economy dividends, they're what you see on the screen. Maritime connectivity. You know, maritime connectivity is a phrase nowadays, which is like a passport. If you don't say maritime connectivity, you don't get invited to government parties. What does that mean? Does it mean building shipping and port facilities that are compliant with the IMO? Yes. Does it need to go beyond that? Yes, because as we've just heard, we've crossed many lines already. And enhanced tourism, coastal tourism, marine tourism, cruise ship tourism, ecotourism, enhanced energy security. What about algae-based biofuels? What about renewable energies derived from coastal and offshore sources and location? Food security through an integrated approach to both aquaculture and wild capture fisheries. Do not think that if we are the second largest aquaculture producer, we are contributing to the blue economy. We're not, because to produce 1 kilogram of aquacultured fish, you need more than 1 kilogram of sea fish. Gosh, that seems like a bad bargain, doesn't it? And ecologically, environmentally sensitive undersea mining, undersea mining. Why are we doing undersea mining? Let me try and explain this to you. So we want to go away from fossil fuels. Yes, we want no more truck with petroleum. Then we are going to go for electric propulsion. Wow, electric propulsion for the entire transport sector. So we need batteries, don't we? There are only two kinds of batteries, guys. There are nickel cadmium batteries and there are lithium ion batteries. Both of them have one thing in common. What's that one thing they have in common? Cobalt. They need cobalt. And where is the world's cobalt? Some 80% of it is in one country alone, the Democratic Republic of Congo. So what about the rest of us? What do? We look for alternative sources of cobalt. Where are alternative sources of cobalt? In the deep sea. Where in the deep sea? On the seabed. Do we know anything about that? No. Have we done any environmental impact assessment which is able to sustain scrutiny by neutral experts? No. Therefore, should we be doing undersea mining or thinking about it? Think about that. I don't think we should. Then we have the restoration and sustainable use of biodiversities. We have mitigation of climate change, especially sea level rise, managing the adverse impacts of marine and coastal tourism, comprehensive addressal of marine pollution and debris. Do you not know that 80% of all oceanic pollution emanates from land? And structured international cooperation, this particular movement, this particular year, this particular day is representative of all that. Then we think we've solved the problem. Baby, we're far away from it, because there is a concept required of blue justice. So when we pursue a blue economy, will we be creating injustice? Let's take a look at what we might want to do in terms on what kind of injustices we're talking about, even as we pursue a blue economy. So yes, we're going to talk about food security and gender equity and small-scale fisheries and environmental justice and economic benefits. And so here are the 10 problems. 1, disposition, displacement, and ocean grab. 2nd, environmental justice concerns from pollution and waste. 3rd, environmental degradation and reduction of ecosystem services. 4, livelihood impacts for small-scale fishers. 5, loss of access to marine resources for food security and well-being. 6, inequitable distribution of the economic benefits. So we say, okay, we don't want to talk about GDP. Let's talk about per capita GDP. That's no use. In India, some 30 or 40 families earn more than the rest of the country put together. So inequality. Social and cultural impacts, marginalization of women, human and indigenous rights abuses. And finally, you're excluded from government because we know it all. Well, rubbish. We don't know it all. Most of us need inputs, we need help, we need support. And I endorse everything that was said about young people getting it right, young people telling the older generation how we might find new solutions, not only one type of, where is India's buoyant slat? What should we do about that? Can we replicate buoyant slat's ocean cleanup? No. Because in our end of the world, in the Indian Ocean, no garbage pack. And yet, the countries around of South and Southeast Asia are the largest contributors to garbage in the ocean. So there are broad scientific consensus on 5 climate certainties. Of these, let me tell you what happens if we don't change, if we don't address. If there are major impacts of climate change, those are the ones on yellow. More frequent floods, increasing wildfires depositing soot in the polar regions, soot creating heat traps creating lakes, melting of ice, more intense tropical revolving storms, more ferocious, more frequent, and less path predictable. Sea level rise, extreme marine heat waves, extraterrestrial heat waves. And then those create secondary effects, health crisis, infrastructure loss, human casualty, failure of crops, ecosystems and biodiversity failure. Then those create further problems. There's a collapsing of economies, a collapse therefore of social order because jobs vanish, collapse of food systems, and that then leads to state failure. So if anybody thinks that climate change is some esoteric subject that can be handled from time to time by gathering together in some hotel, in some venue, in some capital, and we're done with it. We are staring at the real, and very near possibilities of state failure. Have I scared you? I certainly hope I have. Have I goaded you that you need to do something about all this? Yes, I certainly hope so. So I, of course, have many, many, many slides because the National Maritime Foundation, amongst its many areas of concern, looks at the whole business of climate change really closely. So we know that when sea level rise occurs before the end of this century, perhaps the Maldives will disappear. What's the population of the Maldives? 396,000 people. We'll suddenly have 396,000 boat people. Where will they go? I don't know. Maybe they'll go to Sri Lanka. Where will the Sri Lankans go? Clearly, we have a problem on our hands. And India is certainly the #1 large country to be maximum adversely impacted by sea level rise. So it's no use our looking at another country. We need to look both at ourselves, but to solve ourselves, we need to solve larger problems. And therefore, we need to look at how to stave off this rather horrendous diagram of interconnectivities leading to state failure. And I think I'll stop there so that I give everybody else in this wonderful session a chance to similarly continue. Thank you very much.
Vice Admiral, you just said it. I was going to say that your presentation was more shocking than illuminating. And really, they are facets that I had no clue. I was, in fact, today we had Destiny Wagner. She is Miss Earth 2021, and she just came from Belize Ministry of Tourism. They had a great gala party for to support and promote blue economy in Belize. And I wish we have a guest tonight from Mexico. She's the climate advisor to the President of Mexico, and she is a marine biologist. And she has been in the group of ocean experts for UNESCO IOC, Patricia Munoz. So it's like, this is a very area that we did not know much about. And to imagine that India's 3/4 is a coastal line. We have one of the largest, not many countries can accommodate to have that large coastal line. So I know this session has limitations of time and what can be presented, but just for your information, we have started an Act Now Club in schools because we want the younger generation, the young students and those who are coming from the process of life, they must know the facts. They are completely bare of tough facts. We do workshops, we talk to them, we talk to beauty queens also. And it is surprised to know the level of unawareness among us. We have become, I thought Corona was a bad virus, but it only eats up the host. We are robbing the host first and then eating it up, and then killing ourselves in the process. So this is hugely shocking. I'm sure I would like to get your cooperation of the entire National Maritime Foundation educating children. We'll having these sessions, one-to-one sessions when you can be explained at length. So at least some consciousness in them will grow. So actually, throughout the 12 o'clock, we have been this 6 hours, and I've been looking at list and who is coming next and who is coming next. But this all through your presentation, I wasn't looking at anything at all. It was so shocking. I really tell you. So thank you so much, and I'm sure I'm going to connect with you too in order to have more deliberate and longer presentation awareness kind of campaigns for the school students. We have these clubs activated now. We have Lispriya. She is in a hurry. She is very busy, and thank you, Vice Admiral, if you can, but I know that you have to go now. So thank you so much for being with us, and I'll catch you up. Sure.
Thank you, and I just wanted to say thank you to Professor Molina. I really enjoyed your presentation, and one of these days we will connect and see what Rome and New Delhi can do together.
He has some fantastic concepts from Italy. He has fantastic concepts. So I'll pass on the links to you so you can share among yourself also.
Yes, thank you very much. And I will beg your leave now because I do have an airplane to catch.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed your presentation too.
So, Lispriya, it's over to you now. And you look tired. You have been busy. Where are you right now? Manipur or somewhere else?
In Delhi. Emma home.
Oh, you have been traveling. I keep on looking at your pictures and you're so difficult to get.
Yeah, right.
If you keep on traveling.
I'm more busy tomorrow on 5th June as it's World Environment Day.
You know, I've lived in Northeast for 10 years.
Okay, that's great.
I was in Assam, I was in Tejpur, so I had a lot of students from Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Aizawl. So it's nice to have you in this show. And we have a nice video, your video and TW coverage of COP25. So do we play the video first, or you have to go so we can talk to you first?
No, that's fine. You can play the video first.
Yeah, it's your video, so it's fine. Okay, thank you. Can I request JK sir to play track B29? This Liz Priya's COP25 video. It's interesting.
It's not about today or tomorrow, but what needs to be done now. When I was born, our leaders already met 16 times in the COP, and the world already knew about the bad effects of climate change. You policymakers from around the world just get here every year in these COPs and do nothing concrete for our future. Why should I come here? Why should I speak here? I have to go back to my school, I have to read my books, I have to play, I have to study. But our leaders from all our childhood life and our beautiful future. This is not fair. Our leaders are just busy blaming each other instead of finding a long-term solution. They are just telling the speech. They are not doing any action. I want our leaders to do more action. Otherwise, our future will be dying soon. They must act now. I'm only a child yet. I know all the money spent on war we spend on finding environmental answers. Ending poverty and giving education, then what a wonderful place this earth would be. Millions of people are planting millions of trees to save our planet and to save our future. But some people are destroying our beautiful planet and our beautiful future. And also the hopes, the dreams of millions of children in the wars. They are losing their parents and people are becoming homeless due to wars. I'm coming all the way thousands of kilometers by rising funds to tell you elders that you must change your way of thinking. Coming here today, I know my hidden agenda and fighting for my future. Losing my future is not like losing an election or a few points on the stock market. I'm here to speak for my generation and all the generations to come. I'm here to speak for the behalf of the starving children around the world who cries and go unheard. I'm here to speak for the countless animals dying on this planet because they have nowhere to go. I'm afraid to go to the sun now because there is a hole in our ozone. And I'm afraid to breathe the air because I don't know what chemicals are on it. Do not forget why you are attending this program, who you are doing this for. We are your own children. What society, what kind of world we are growing up in. Parents should be able to come up for the children by saying everything going to be alright. It's not the end of the world that we are doing the best we can. But you can't say that you're saving our planet. Are we even in your list of priorities? My dad always says are what you do but not what you say. Well, what you do makes me cry at night. You say love us, but I challenge you. Please make the action reflects your words. From the bottom of my heart, together with the children and youth of the world, I urge you to join your hands, your minds, and your patience to create a better world for all of us. Thank you.
And we're going to stay on the topic of climate because in the past year, a 16-year-old Swede has become the most recognizable face in the fight against global warming. But Greta Thunberg's not the only youngster calling for urgent action at the UN's climate summit in Madrid. Well, earlier today, an 8-year-old from India addressed global leaders at the event, and she had a heartfelt message after overcoming one of the obstacles that comes with being a child in an adult's world.
Yeah. There you go. I'm fighting for my future. Losing my future is not like losing an election or a few points on the stock market. I'm here to speak for my generation and all the generations to come. I'm here to speak for the behalf of the starving children around the world who cries and go unheard.
All right, a very impressive young girl here to give us some background on this young firebrand, as DW reporter Amyan Asif. Very impressive young girl there. All right, how did she end up on that stage?
Well, surprisingly, she's been involved in climate activism for over a year and a half already. So this wasn't her first time giving a speech. In fact, she gave her first speech when she was 6 years old to a climate conference in Mongolia. And after she got involved in this scene through her father, who is also involved in activism, she started attending the school protests in Delhi that were called for internationally by Greta Thunberg. So there was that inspiration there. And the media picked up her story in Delhi, and she kind of rose to prominence through that. But of course, behind every world traveler who's 8 years old, there's an adult usually, and that's her father, like I said, who's he's the chairman of the International Youth Committee for Young Activists. So he definitely helped get her where she is.
Yeah, and I understand you talked to him as well. She has been very creative in her protests. Explain.
That's right. One of the things that kind of went a little bit viral on social media was this contraption that she made. She calls it the Su Kifu. I have to look it up because it's her little word that she called it. It stands for Survival Kit for the Future. And it's basically, you can see it here, it's a gas mask, oxygen mask connected to a plant. And she made this all from trash. She calls it an invention. I maybe would refer to it as an artwork. But whatever it is, it's definitely poignant to see a young girl in Delhi, which is one of the most polluted cities in the world, struggling to get oxygen.
Right, exactly. Very, very poignant indeed.
So Lispria is feeling so happy.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so she is all of 11 years old now.
I'm going to turn 11 by October 2.
Okay, so Lispria, I'll give the stage to you. After that, Judy, I'm so sorry, waiting still after Lispria finishes because she has a lot of events lined up for tomorrow. Then Judy and Winnie, I would request you to join back. Then we will have our friends from Ecuador, followed by Georgia. So the session is packed until 12 o'clock tomorrow morning. And Lispria, you're most welcome. Any other session you can join in for 5 minutes, chip in. I hand over the stage to you. Please go on. You have to make a presentation or something.
Okay, so hi everyone, nice to meet you all, and thank you so much Act Now for inviting me in this event, and I'm very happy to see you all today. So my name is Lispria Kangujam. I'm 10 years old, Indian climate and environmental activist, and also the founder of the Child Movement. I'm fighting to save our planet and our future. I have born in Manipur, which is a small, beautiful northeastern state of India, bordered in Myanmar. But I have grown up in Bhubaneswar, Odisha due to my schooling. My home in Odisha was hit by Cyclone Titoli in 2018 and Cyclone Fani in 2019. So because of the incidents, I have moved to New Delhi. And again, my life became very messy due to the high air pollution level there in Delhi. So all such incidents I've met in my young life turns me into a child climate activist. You see, climate change is not only for me or for you or for someone else. Climate change problem is for every single person living in this world. Each and every child living in this country, living in this world, are already the victim of climate change. That's why I'm fighting to save our planet and our future. My country, India, is facing lots of environmental issues like floods, droughts, heat waves, cyclones, locusts, forest fire, etc. at the same time. So these are all the impact of climate change. We must act now to save our planet and our future. I have a dream where there are no coal power plants and thermal power plants, and replace it by clean, renewable energy. I have a dream where there are more bicycles on roads instead of more motor vehicles. I have a dream where all the children living in this world have the clean air to breathe, the clean water to drink, and the clean planet to live. Asking clean air to breathe, clean water to drink, and clean planet to live is all our basic rights. And I strongly believe that all the children can lead the change. And now I would like to give a small message to all the children of the world. Children must tell their parents that they should walk if it's nearby, or they can use the bicycle, or they can use the public transport like buses and metros for far distances. We should not cut trees. We should plant more trees. If you cut one tree, then plant minimum 10 to 20 trees. Please don't use single-use plastic at your home. And we should stop throwing garbage and plastic on streets, oceans, rivers, seas, and any other places. We should ride more bicycles we should ride more bicycle, and we should start planting lots of trees, as they're one of the ultimate solution to fight the climate change. And today I would like to tell something to everyone living in this world from my little heart. We all know that we are facing a pandemic on one side, and floods, droughts, heat waves, cyclones, locusts, forest fires, etc. on the other side. Now, this is the time to wake up. This is the time to open up our eyes. This is the time to send your children to fight for their own survival and for their own future. The best gift parents can give their children is not a beautiful house, expensive cars, or a lot of money. The best gift parents can give to their children is a beautiful green planet. To give this planet, you have to change yourself. If you can change yourself, then you can change your family. If you can change your family, then you can change your neighborhood. If you can change your neighborhood, then you can change your community. If you can change your community, then you can change your state. If you can change your state, then you can change your country. If you can change your country, then you can change the whole world. Change means empowerment. Empowerment means independent, and independent means freedom. Freedom is when you can protect your land environment. Freedom is when you can protect your children's future, culture, and health. Freedom is when no one can discriminate you on the basis of caste, creed, color, sex, or any other differences. Freedom is when you can read and write. Freedom is when you are out of hunger. Freedom is when we are all together in this fight. So fight for your freedom, and all our little things can make a huge difference. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Liz Priya. You're a very dangerous girl. If you change everything, there'll be nothing left to change. So what will you do?
Like,
Okay.
if there's nothing left to change, then it would be like if there would be a greener earth to live, a cleaner earth to live for all of us, for all the children, like in my age and for all the people living in this world, then it would be a great place to live.
No, human beings are very dangerous. They'll find something else to do.
Yes.
Anyway,
right.
just joking. Thank you so much. That was very nice of you to be with us. And I know that you're very busy for tomorrow's events also.
Right.
We are a little bit tight on the schedule. So if you can stay on, or you can pop in anytime until 12 o'clock tomorrow. I'll be very happy to see you. Right now, I think you have to go. We have students from Army Public School, Clamanand, Dehradun. They will be making presentation. But before that, I'm very, very thankful to Judy and Vinny. They have been waiting patiently there. We had to cut short for Alfonso Molina and Vice Admiral Kevin. So Judy, I'll hand it over to you, you and Vinny, and then we will turn to our students from Army Public School, Clamanand, Dehradun, their teacher. You're welcome. Judy, up to you.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's wonderful speech. It's such a pleasure to listen to you. Thank you. Okay, I will keep it very short. Okay, I have a student and he went to bed already, but he recorded. So can I play? Oh, okay. Before that, can I invite Sunshine?
Hello, everyone. My name is Sunshine. I'm 14 and I'm from Taiwan. Okay, so basically, I want to show how important it is to protect the ocean, because maybe in 20 or 30 years, the animals, like the fishes in the ocean, will disappear. So for my special subject, I want to use my drawings to take you guys to CC with me, like to see the ocean. And this box I made this box to support my speech. So basically I add in some pop-up, but because of the time I removed it, so like to make it simpler. So I'm just going to show a couple of the slides. So first I shared about my motivation, like why I started to learn diving. So diving, ocean, and drawing, these three elements is the basis of my presentation, because now ocean is now facing a lot of problems, and I saw these problems through diving, and to show what I saw through diving, I chose to draw it. So basically, it's like diving saw ocean and drawing saw dive. It's like this. And so why I started to dive, it's because like a lot of people said we are a diving family, because like in the first generation, my grandpa and my grandma, they knows how to dive. And then to the second generation, my dad, my mom, and my uncle and aunt knows how to dive. Until our generation, me and my cousins. So there are 10 members in our family and 9 of us knows how to dive. So it's very natural for me to start to learn diving since I was 9. And then I shared some amazing places we've been, like Philippines or Komodo. They're all very beautiful and very good habits. Then I also shared about this very sad experience. It's a turtle that's it dies because it was stuck into a fishing net and a fishing hook. So it died because it was out of air. So it was very sad. And also because of this, there was a while I was like crazy about picking up trash in the ocean, because I don't want any other animals to like been through the same thing. And also like my dad, my mom, and me, we started to do some ocean conservation speeches. And the thing we want to share is not about to use less plastic or to not eat what kind of fish. What we truly want to say is we want to use some photos or some drawings I'll share later to let everyone to know how amazing and beautiful the ocean was, and to maybe inspire or encourage some of you to like change a little in daily life and to protect the ocean, because like I've said, it's very, very important to protect the ocean. So I hope my drawings can like inspire some people, and also this subject, I use a very special materials to do my drawing, to finish my drawings. It's sandpaper and color pencils. It's very cool materials combined. I really like it, and I've made 12 drawings, and this is the like 6 of them. And I also have 3 projects with my diving coach. This is like the first one. He made a video, a film, and I made a like sort of a study book. Yeah. And the second project is, I'm sorry, a kayak. It's this one. I made this kayak with a team, and then I drew this along, and it was very long. Like it was 5 meters, and it's going to show in a museum. Then the last project is this movie, a film, short film. It's made of stop motion. It's like it's the main character is these 2 turtles that I made from clay.
Thank you, Sunshine. I need to cut you short. I'm sorry, we are a little short of schedule and students are waiting up their time. So thank you very much. Maybe we can find time tomorrow morning if we are free. Is it fine?
Okay. So.
Okay. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Winnie. And it's been very nice presentation. Maybe we need longer slots for them. And we are looking forward to seeing more work from them. And now we have Diego Pilco from Ecuador waiting with his students and team. Before that, we have 2 students from Army Police School, Clement Town in Dehradun. Do we have Tejal Chaudhary and Varnika here? Tejal?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And we have Varnika.
Hello, sir.
Let me put up on the screen. I believe you have some presentations to make. How long is it?
Sir, it will not exceed 10 minutes. We'll finish within it.
Okay. So can I request the team to make them co-hosts? Who wants to present first, Tejal or Varnika?
Sir, we would like to express it through the words and not through presentations. Will it be okay?
Fine. So who wants to go first? You?
So
go ahead. Shoot. Varnika.
So we'll do it together. Yes, sir, we'll do it together.
Oh, that's great. Sync.
Okay, sir. Our warm greetings to everyone. It is a matter of great honor to be a part of this noble event at now. As the eco-ambassadors of Army Public School, Clement Town, India, today I, Varnika, and one of my friends, Tejal, feel really privileged to be a part of this imperative event.
The ice caps are melting, polar bears are losing their homes. The climate is changing and animals are dying. This should be known. Cars rush by on the street, smoke turning the air gray, floats over to the side where the green lawns lay.
The environment is the foundation of life. Humanity is one of the astonishing species. We must know that environment doesn't only mean living beings, but their surroundings as well. We have made rapid advances towards transport, food production, better living conditions, and energy. But we must know that a healthy environment is one which is sustainable for a long period of time.
We are living on this planet as if we have another one to go to. The degrading quality of life on Earth is well known to all. It is all around us. One just needs to start noticing the signs. The harsh weather patterns are proof that our environment needs saving more than ever.
Henry David Thoreau has rightly said, "What is the use of a fine house if you have not got a tolerable planet to put it on?"
Let me be very clear.
If we do not take an immediate action, we will be facing grave consequences in the hands of nature.
Although human actions directly impact the ecosystem in this modern world, our constant greed for wealth has devastated the environment. This is very much clear from Mahatma Gandhi's words. There is enough for everyone's need, but not for anyone's greed. There are around 3,008 districts in India that face a shortage of drinking water supply and around 17 states that does not have a proper water supply. There has been a temperature rise on the Tibetan plateau, which has caused the Himalayan glaciers to retreat. We are in the midst of the worst heat wave of the century.
The future of our ecosystem depends on us human beings. It is up to us to take the correct measures and actions. And for that, acting upon it is not enough. In fact, we need to act now with knowledge from all around the world, in every language possible, with variety of technology and the best institutions. It is easily possible for us to generate environmental awareness.
When Mr. Vishweshwar Dutt Saklani, also known as the Tree Man of Uttarakhand, as a 5-year-old boy, fell in love with forest and planted 5 million trees that have now been transformed into 50 million. He showed us the power of one man in this economy. Such small actions taken by us can solve many problems troubling the mankind.
It gives us immense pride to share with you all the activities undertaken by our school under the guidance of our Honorable Principal Ma'am, Dr. Bindu Sharma.
How attractive and catchy posters are, isn't it? Thus, a poster making competition was organized in the school with the motive of spreading awareness among students. And let me be very clear, the students have really understood the real motive behind them. They now know the importance of surroundings, animals, plants, and everyone, and have also developed a sense of responsibility and belongingness.
Trash, 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 all around us, with us being the victim and the cause. Plastic capturing our Mother Earth and causing damage to life below water and life on land. In the light of this, the students in our school were told to bring newspapers for recycling. Instead of buying plastic covers or folders, newspapers could be of great use. They were also told to bring old stationery materials to utilize it and for adorning various areas of our school. This is what we call optimum use of resource.
How beautiful is the view when you see plants around you merely dance into the waves of the winds. In our school, this is for sure the result of collective efforts put in by the gardeners, students, and the staffs. The potted plants are now maintained by students along with the gardeners and the staff, and they take great care of them and water them regularly.
To spread awareness about the environment, various assemblies and role plays were conducted in our school, wherein the students participated wholeheartedly and portraying their love for Mother Earth.
The Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, or the Clean India Expedition, was carried out by the National Cadet Corps of Army Public School, Glamanand, wherein they not only cleaned the school campus, but also the nearby areas. The passers-by were so impressed and moved that they too contributed in this great deed.
To upskill the students, skill-based subjects were added, which included gardening, reuse, and recycling.
Ultimately, the present and future is in our hands, and we must believe in the possibility of this different tomorrow. And it is possible only when we know that there are foundations that we can build upon and learn from, because we owe it not just to the next generation, we owe it to ourselves.
I'm sure we all are aware of Sustainable Development Goals. Our school, Army Public School, Clementown, has taken great care to implement them through various activities and events.
The first goal I'd like to talk about is clean water and sanitization. Cleanliness is a mindset. It is a positive habit that keeps the mind, body, health, and environment happy, healthy, and neat and delightful. We have been hearing since childhood that cleanliness is next to godliness, and it is so very true, and our school has taken great care of it. Since as soon as we reach the school, we find it completely sanitized. Not only the cleanliness employees, but also the students and staff are so well aware of the importance of hygiene that they contribute their fullest to keep themselves as well as their environment happy and healthy.
Secondly, zero hunger. The poverty rate in India is increasing day by day, and to put a stop to it, we can do the easiest things possible, which are donations and charities. A ration drive was conducted in our school in which the students were told to bring dry ration to give it to the people who need it the most. A well-established NGO had passed these on to the underprivileged children, bringing content to our hearts.
The next goal is sustainable, decent work and economic growth. Sustained and inclusive economic growth is a prerequisite for sustainable development, which will continue to improvise the livelihoods of people all around the world. The students of Army Public School Clamanand has left no stones unturned, since they are the ones who manage all kind of budgeting and funding of all the minor activities and events that take place in the school under the guidance of school staff and various teachers.
Good health and well-being. A good diet leads to a good life. Our school has made it compulsory for fruit breaks in between the classes to get back the energy of students and making them prepare for their day ahead.
The next is climate action. I feel immense pride to inform you all that our school take special pride in protecting the environment through the degrading climatic conditions. We celebrate one Mahotsav every year with full enthusiasm, fervor, joy, and elation. Its main motive is to spread awareness among the people. And due to our collective efforts, the people have now understood that planting trees eventually means planting lives. Along with it, the guests of honors that come to our school are gifted eco plants instead of plasticated materials, so that we can prove that it is us who must act now to enjoy later.
Quality education. Wonderful session by qualified guests of honors for the students of our school have been conducted. To create more awareness, skill subjects have been added, which also include gardening, reuse, and recycling, and thus protecting the environment.
Peace, justice, and strong institutions. Peace is not only silence, it is a positive state of mind wherein the mind of a person is not surrounded by any kind of negative humdrums of life. In our school, there have been various campaigns, assemblies, role plays, and various kind of events on very burning issues of today, like drug addiction, vandalism. We have witnessed events and sessions on mental health, and our school does not tolerate bullying at all.
Gender equality. Gender-neutral games being presented in the school, equal competitions, and both girls and boys representing our school at national levels definitely does not make us opposed to gender equality.
Environment is a precious gift on this planet, and our environment is facing danger. We must keep in mind that we have not inherited it from our forefathers. We have borrowed it from our children, and we have to give it to them nicely. It is us who can do today to make our future better, to make the future of the next generation better. Probably this is one of the most burning concern of humanity right now, and any delay in this could be disastrous.
The earth has been a good patient and has been surviving for many years, and it will continue to do so. It is only mankind which is at risk. So we have to act now.
I would like to conclude by quoting two beautiful lines by Robert Frost. The woods are lovely, dark, and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Thank you so much.
On to Diego, can you hear me?
Please. Can you hear me, please?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Good morning, Ecuador. Today is 10 hours in the morning on My name is Diego Pilco, from coordinator ENO from Ecuador, and work with the environment card. Today have many activities with the students, and maybe enjoy this program for around the world. And come with me, two students, Javier Bedón and Valentina Patiño, on first on a small presentation for Loja.
Good morning, everyone. First, I want to introduce me. I am Javier Bedón, a student from San Gerardo High School, Loja. I am at second grade, and today I want to talk to you about the environmental problems that are happening nowadays in the world. So first, I want to talk about the increasingly aware of the fact that we only have one Earth, and we have to take care of it if we want to live here more time. So knowing them is the first step to help and solve the problems. So in this way, I want to introduce you some of the most important problems that we have to solve it in a very small period of time if we want to take care of the Earth and save it. The first one is the global warming. As we know, we as human beings has a lot of activities that make pollution in the Earth. The air is a very important resource to our living, and also the life of the Earth, the species and the biodiversity that lives here. In this way, the environmental problems that are nowadays happening in the Earth are very important to solve the problems. No? So in this way, I want to say that we as human beings are going to have more responsibility to take care of the Earth. The global warming is one of the most important problems that nowadays are happening. And for example, the icebergs are melting and the oceans are increasing their level. So this can be very dangerous for all the species that lives, for example, in the coast, and also has a very important impact in some for example, places like the United States or the Andes, because of the climate change, like the sky, maybe, it has a lot of pollution, and also the air has a lot of problems, so many species are in danger right now. Another thing that I want to talk now about Ecuador is that we have a very big biodiversity. In this way, we have to take care of it and be conscious that all the species that are living here has a very important way to develop all the biodiversity that we take care here in Ecuador. And also it's very important that we, as members of this society, have to be aware of the problems that are happening, and also make a very important change in our lives so that we can change the world in a better way. I want to introduce San Gerardo High School as one of the most important in the country and in Loja that take care of the world with some projects and activities that involves the students and also teach them values so that they can be more conscious about all these things that are, for example, taking care of the air, the water, and also the pollution. So with this, I say thank you to you, and now I am introducing my partner.
Hello everyone. My name is Valentina Patiño, and today I'm going to talk about San Gerardo High School. San Gerardo High School is an institution with a focus on environmental conservation and promoting transformation for the students under the values and the principles of ethics, relevance, and social commitment. A strategy of the institution is to educate from an early age with respect for the environment and care of the planet. This is essential to develop ecological governance at San Gerardo community so that measures can be taken to reduce pollution, curb climate change, and the carbon footprint. San Gerardo, through projects, research, monographs, and recreational activities, has contributed to the care of the environment in the locality, developing projects such as fire remediation with the use of aquatic lily in the Malacatos River, creation of an ecological greenhouse with plastic bottles for hydroponic crops, production of organic fertilizer through vermiculture. San Gerardo is an eco-friendly high school and he cares of the planet, and the students can be support all these topics. Thank you very much.
¿Qué está pasando? ¿Qué está pasando?
¿Qué tiempo?
Ya faltan 10 segundos. Ya parece más.
Ladies and gentlemen around the world, we are the presentation for the Meskin, the rock band for the San Gerardo Schule for the world.
no tenemos dónde ir. Somos como un área devastada, carreteras sin sentido, religiones sin motivo. ¿Cómo podremos sobrevivir? No seas tan cruel, no busques más pretextos, no seas tan cruel, siempre seremos prófugos, los dos. No seas tan cruel, no busques más pretextos, no seas tan cruel, siempre seremos sin sabor, nada de ti, ni siquiera el agua que rodea mis pies puedo sentir. Lo intento cada vez mejor y no es tarde, satisfecho hasta olvidarme al fin de ti, como soñé. Tengo tantas cosas que decir que no puedo recordar. Vuelve sobre la ciudad, porque te fuiste, ya no queda nada más. Vuelve sobre la ciudad, porque te fuiste, ya no queda nada más. Voy caminando sin saber nada de mí, porque siempre todo lo que quise hacer ya no lo fui. La mente es mi felicidad, lo sé muy bien. Hoy voy a considerar una vez más y más que ayer. Tanto tiempo malgastado aquí, sin tener nada que hacer. Si tú me devuelves lo que di, ya no habrá que preocuparse para ser feliz. Vuelve sobre la ciudad, porque te fuiste, ya no queda nada más. Vuelve sobre la ciudad, y te viste junto a mi felicidad. Bebé sobre la ciudad, porque te fuiste ya no queda nada más. Bebé sobre la ciudad y te perdiste junto a mi felicidad. Bebé sobre la ciudad, ya no queda nada más. Bebé sobre la ciudad, ya no queda nada y tú no estás.
So guys, that is a contribution for the program for the Up Now and the Environment Day, and I will say thank you to the great team from the teachers, from Lili Pozo, José Manuel Yepes, Miguel Jiménez, la compañera Verónica Alvarado, Ruth Cartuche, and Daniel Márquez and Fabricio Márquez, and Rahib on the. This is program from Loja, Ecuador, with the big hugs for all. Good day for Environment Day.
Thank you, Diego. Can you hear me? No.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was lovely. I send you the lyrics after the event, and please give my congratulations and my regards to all your students back there. The voice right from Ecuador, so far away, was very clear, very entertaining. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Rahim.
Thanks a lot, yeah. They rock. They really rock, yeah.